Sweet Baby Inc. has allegedly fired Chris Kindred, the individual who launched the cancel campaign against Brazilian gamer KabrutusRambo for creating the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator list. And apparently, this firing happened months ago. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com, and this rumor comes from the YouTube channel Gothic Therapy, and specifically ex-user Master of the TDS and his co-host for the Gothic Therapy YouTube channel, Writing Raven, who happens to be Master of the TDS's wife. And he claims that an inside source informed him that Chris Kindred was indeed fired by Sweet Baby Inc. This is what he said in that video. He says, "We have an insider from Sweet Baby Inc. that Chris Kindred has been fired." Master of the TDS added, "Chris Kindred, the person who started the campaign against KabrutusRambo to get his account removed and to get the Sweet Baby Inc. detected group removed, has been quietly pushed out of Sweet Baby Inc." He said this, "From what I do know, apparently a lot of people involved with Sweet Baby Inc. were very angry at what Chris Kindred had did. So there had been many calls to Kim Belair, who is the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., and other people in charge to get him removed, and they were successful. However, to the annoyance of my source, they have not released any information publicly, so I was given the go-ahead to break it down here." So they provided some more information in a live stream that they did, I believe it was Sunday night. And in that live stream, Master of the TDS shared a message he received from his source. His source told him this: "Chris Kindred isn't part of Sweet Baby Inc. anymore. Many people were not happy with what he had done, so he left, pushed out. Nothing was shared publicly for obvious reasons, but that is latest." The source also told him, again, "Don't want to get involved in all of this, but that's the above." And then he shared this new information in that live stream that he was actually fired months ago. He said he was let go, pushed out months ago. So it's unclear when exactly that took place. But I think this does show another piece of evidence that Sweet Baby Inc. is indeed on the run. I think that Kim Belair is lying when she is saying that developers are still wanting to work with this company. I think we have lots of evidence to the contrary. We have obviously Square Enix being removed from Sweet Baby Inc.'s client list. We have their entire website redesign after Square Enix was removed from their client list, where they have basically removed a number of their projects. They've removed the entire client list altogether. We have another Sweet Baby Inc. insider, Kazumo Hashimoto, did a stream indicating that he was having discussions with potential developers that didn't want to hire her because she worked for Sweet Baby Inc. in the past. So I think this is just another piece of the puzzle, another piece of evidence that shows that we are indeed winning. Sweet Baby Inc. is on the run. This woke ideology is on the run, but we have to keep up the pressure. We have to continue saying no. We have to continue not purchasing these games that have this woke ideology, whether it be from Sweet Baby Inc. or not. We know in many cases, a lot of these major developers have that woke ideology kind of already infested, indoctrinated into the company. You look at companies like Activision, you look at companies like Xbox, all of the Microsoft studios have this stuff on it. You even look at Sony, they have it. We know Square Enix has it. We know Konami has it. Even a lot of the Japanese studios have it as well. So we have to say no to this stuff. Unfortunately, the decision is really easy for us because we do have such a backlog of really good games that do not have this ideology injected into it. But I do want to point out here that Kindred's Instagram profile has been updated. They noted in their the live stream here that his Instagram had said he previously worked at Sweet Baby Inc. They share a screenshot of that in the video here. I think I can actually play it here because I think I shared it at the time.
A random.
So you can see here. Let me just jump ahead real quick. Let me just jump ahead a couple seconds here. Yeah, there you go. So you can see here they have this screenshot of his Instagram bio. It says previously Sweet Baby Inc. in New York University Game Center. I assume that's what that is. But that is not what it looks like now. This is what his Instagram looks like now. It just says illustrator, writer, narrative designer. It makes no mention of Sweet Baby Inc. whatsoever, and links to his website. On LinkedIn, it does state that he is still currently working at Sweet Baby Inc. as well. You can see here, August 2022 to present, 2 years, 3 months. So again, this is still a rumor. Have not obviously seen any kind of official confirmation from Kindred, aside from this potential Instagram update here, but that is not what it looks like now, and I can't confirm that on my end. But he did work on this upcoming game, Usual June. He posted this 10 months ago on LinkedIn saying that he worked on this. Seeing the baby and Finji bring this game together has been such an enriching experience for me as a narrative designer and writer, and I can't wait for y'all to see what we're cooking. Obviously responding to a post here from Sweet Baby Inc., noting that they worked on Usual June, which has been delayed. It was supposed to actually come out in August. Now it has a 2025 release date. Unclear when exactly in 2025 that should happen. My guess is they delayed this game because of the Sweet Baby Inc. backlash, but I don't think that is really going to matter whatsoever. People already know that this is a Sweet Baby Inc. infected game, and they are not going to be purchasing it. So he still worked on a bunch of games that are still yet to come out. At least one. We know one for sure. Who knows how many others that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on that are still yet to be released. But just to kind of give you guys a refresher of what this guy did, he did indeed try to cancel Brazilian gamer KabrutusRambo. He did so at the end of February. He posted this to X. The Steam curator harassment group Sweet Baby Inc. detected is led by this person, KabrutusRambo. Here's them trying to be slick so they don't get reported. Even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. He then said, report the F out of this group. And then he literally tried to get Valve, the owner of Steam, to literally shut down his account, in effect, steal all of the video games that he purchased. I don't really care about any of these stupid user agreement clauses that say you're just leasing the games. That's a bunch of BS. You paid for those games. You own the games. And I think at the end of the day, if they do indeed try to start taking those games, I think you're going to start seeing class action lawsuits being filed against these companies. And they're probably going to lose big time in court, especially probably in the US. But he was literally trying to steal KabrutusRambo's games and using Valve to do so. Absolutely disgusting, despicable behavior. And you can see here, and report the creator since he loves his account so much. So he's literally trying to get his account shut down, all because he created a Steam curator group that documented the games that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on. And in my opinion, it is a boycott list. It is a list for gamers to realize these are the games that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on, and we can say absolutely not. Obviously, he's made some changes to how he runs his curator group. He does have recommended games now, but at the time, it was all not recommended. All the games were not recommended, and they were all, for the most part, had Sweet Baby Inc. worked on them. I think maybe very early on, there were some information issues where he was using an IMDb list, which wasn't 100% accurate to source his information. But now he has fixed that and corrected that. And obviously he adds games on there that are not just Sweet Baby Inc. as well, that are DEI detected, have that woke ideology. As I said, it's not just Sweet Baby Inc. We know that there are other consultancy groups, and we know that these developers themselves are hiring these consultancy groups specifically to push this kind of woke ideology that these consultancy groups offer, which they literally state on their website, albeit Sweet Baby Inc. has removed that language from their website as well. So following this first attempt, which failed utterly, Steam said, no, we're not going to be shutting down his account, nor the Steam curator list. So he tried again. He went on Blue Sky. He says he actually admitted that his account got eliminated on X because he was the one guilty of the harassment. He says they got my butt. I'm guessing a few hundred gamers reported me. He then shared a screenshot that I read this. After careful review, we determined your account broke the X rules. Your account is temporarily in read-only mode, which means you can't post, repost, or like content. Most accounts regain full access in a week, but it could take longer. He then shared another screenshot that I read this. We have determined that you have violated the X rules, so we've temporarily limited some of your account features. While in the state, you can still browse X, yada, yada, yada. So basically admitting that he was the one who actually had his account limited on X because he was the one engaging in bad behavior. Nevertheless, he would lock down the X account, but unlocked it, and then described KabrutusRambo and others as Nazis. He said he called for the Steam curator list to be shut down again, and then he labeled them Nazis, right? He wrote this: they're just writing fan fiction at this point. The group still should be taken down, by the way. If not for the conspiracies, then definitely the Nazis. They're doing phrenology in there. So that is what Chris Kindred was doing. Double down after his account was unlocked, despite him being the one who engaged in the harassment in the first place, and X actually limited his account. This isn't the only thing that this guy's done, though. He attempted to get YouTuber Smash JT fired from a job that he didn't even work at anymore. It was from a former employer. Smash reported this back in June. He said Kindred reached out to a company where I worked for and said that I am harassing and have started a website collecting a non-white audience. I don't know, Chris. I think this is easily disprovable if you go to my website and see that there's nothing illegal here, even though you tried to get my website taken down and did for like 36 hours. There's nothing that's not public information. This is all readily available. Obviously referring to Smash JT's and Kotaku page, and then the friends of Kotaku that he's got on there. Basically all of the bad actors working in video games as well as in video game journalism. You can watch that video in the article, which I'll have the link in the description below. But then Smash later added this: a place of work of mine that I was at like 3 years ago. Okay. And these people, they're very busy people. They have professional jobs. They're working hard. Do some research before you start doing stuff like this. But you leave these messages and you think it's not going to get back to me. I don't know. Maybe you thought it would be anonymous, even though you left your name and your phone number, which is the same number you list on the website, which is how I know it's you. I don't know what you were thinking and why you think this was a good idea, but this is going to come back full force on you. You're the bad guy in the situation. You don't do stuff like this. I don't know how else to tell you this. So obviously, Smash pointing out the obvious, noting that the guy trying to cancel him, get him fired, is wrong, in the wrong. And he is. But these tactics, they worked. We know that they worked. They used this stuff back in 2018. These are the tactics that Kim Belair was literally advocating for in her 2019 Game Developers Conference, where she was threatening video game developers that she would use these cancel campaigns, these social media mobs, to terrorize developers if they did not go along with her woke agenda. That she's very explicit about what she would do. So even if they fired this guy, let him go, her company literally engages in this stuff. She's the one fostering this stuff. Basically, it looks like Kindred is the fall guy to me, when the entire company should be shut down. That is what I think. And I hope they do get shut down. I hope they run out of clients. I hope none of these developers hire them anymore. And that does look like the case, right? I do think that we are having a massive effect on this, because gamers at large are not interested in purchasing games with the Sweet Baby Inc. attached to it, and with woke ideology injected into it. And they're going to be trying to hide this. They've scrubbed their website. They're probably going to be asked to not be actually included in the credits of a lot of these games, so we can't publicly identify that they worked on the game. And then they'll probably try and come out like, oh, you like that game? Well, we worked on this game. Well, no, we're going to sniff this out. We know what woke ideology looks like. We know the telltales of it, and we are going to say no to all woke games. Anyway, Smash went on and said this: you're trying to get people fired. You're proactively calling people, asking for them to call back, verifying employment status, verifying why they did things, asking about the website, talking about harassment and potential racism and how it's made for a non-white audience. You're trying to get people fired because you're trying to justify your position that does not need to exist in the video game industry. 100% agree with Smash. So this guy was a bad actor. Didn't even cover the stuff about how he was dunking on Akira Toriyama immediately after his death. This guy is just clearly a very disturbed individual. And I hope he gets the help that he needs. He clearly needs a significant amount of help. I will definitely be praying for him, but we will be opposing him and his woke ideology, and specifically that is still there at Sweet Baby Inc. This stuff isn't going away. Like I said, Kim Belair literally was advocating for the tactics that he was using. So sure, maybe they got rid of him, maybe they fired him, but again, I think he is more of the fall guy. You still have Kim Belair is still there as CEO. I'm sure that Cameron Wild person is still there as well. We know that Wild literally was advocating to burn down the games industry, claiming that was his goal. That is the whole reason why he's even kind of trying to get into the games industry is to burn it down. We know that Kim Belair has also stated that she wanted to radically change the games industry to fit her woke vision. She says that on a number of occasions. So just because they've gotten rid of Chris Kindred does not mean that they aren't going to still be doing the same things that they are doing. Again, I think this is seemingly just kind of damage control. And maybe that's why it's gotten out now, because we do see that Sweet Baby Inc. is trying to kind of do a lot of damage control, scrubbing their website. Now we're seeing an insider coming to Master the TDS to kind of leak this to him to get this out here. So I think that is kind of what we are seeing happening here. I think this is a lot of damage control, but at the end of the day, I do not think it's going to work, because I think we are smarter and wiser than that. And we're not going to fall for just them getting rid of one single employee who's pushing woke ideology when their entire company is trying to radically change the video game industry to spread this poison throughout it. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.